Welcome to Ask HR, the podcast dedicated to being your trusted resource, answering your HR questions while covering broader topics in people and culture. I'm your host, Houston Patil-Young. Join me each week with special guests as we share stories, learn from each other, and empower one another. More importantly, guide you through the real-world HR challenges with expert insight and actionable results. Ask HR is proudly sponsored by YP Personnel Management and Consulting, a strategic, tactical, and practical HR solutions consulting firm. We are your resources at work. Let's get started. This week's Ask HR, we were asked to share best practices for professional development in both developing the employee and advancing our own self-growth. For the employer, we know that professional development reduces turnover, it increases productivity, and fosters loyalty. Investing in employee growth is more cost-effective than you may think. For yourself, I would say don't wait for no motivation to find you. Create it. At least for me, this has helped me to stay energized, focused, and more productive. So let's start with the business and the employer. The best practice is to create your employee growth path immediately. This is as soon as HR hands off your employee to your department. It is time for you and HR to work together and map out the career path for that employee. What that looks like is setting up quarterly learning activity, such as coaching on technical skills, soft skills, and I would encourage the employee to mentor up internally in the company or just encourage them to seek a mentor externally. And so consider this. Start with a roadmap that outlines clear milestones, skill requirements, and training recommendations, and have those ready to be discussed. Incorporate hands-on learning opportunities, such as shadowing and maybe stretching some assignments that would encourage the employee to step out of their comfort zone and continue to develop. Embed leadership training early by offering mini leadership workshop at all levels, not just for managers. This approach will foster a coaching culture where the leaders will actively guide the employees both in their career and personal development right from the start. And over time, the employees will become more motivated and even more open to learn versus dreading some trainings as they come. So this is the cost-effective way to take advantage of training. So in a previous podcast, I shared that leadership pipelines aren't going to build themselves. And so this investment early will not only reduce the turnover, but also increases productivity and fosters loyalty amongst the team. As HR leaders, it is our responsibility to make sure that we're advocating for leadership training at all the levels and making sure that we have in place the processes for regular feedback, coaching conversation, and promoting continuous learning, which can easily start through the HR system that you already have in place. Maybe LinkedIn Learning and other industry partners that offers memberships and association. And we can do this by really just working with our internal leaders to share and show them how to rotate opportunities amongst the team to local conferences. It's not just the big ones that matter. Believe it or not, self-development continues to be a struggle for most of us. Not as much as before, but it's still very present because our default has been to pour into others, develop others, support others. And just like some of you, I used to do the same. And today, I pour more into me as I do into others. So here's the second part for self-growth and self-development and what taking charge of your growth can look like. Use the commitment action routine, CAR for short. It's a concept I learned a while back in a training. And the commitment example looks like this. Be intentional. Set personal goals. Actively seek learning opportunities. Stay engaged. It's not going to naturally come. Leverage professional development days. You and I both know if and when budget gets tight, some of the first things to go are training. And that is most of the time. So request dedicated time to attend training or a conference. So for example, in addition to what my job sends me to, annually, I personally research leadership training and invest in my own growth. I've had the opportunity to present and moderate on HR topics, which is still a representation of my company. This intentional engagement kept me motivated, and I was able to bring back fresh insights to my team and back to leadership. So once you are there, committed, take small steps and build routine, which does require intentional planning. And this would be the action and routine of the CAR concept. So for some, it could look like this. Set clear boundaries. Allocate time specifically for professional development. Use short form concept like podcasting, webinars, micro courses to help you stay engaged or keeping up with the trends. And you may know them as bite size or micro learning. And how about volunteering? Collaborate with a mentor on a project. Last year, I had the opportunity to volunteer at the Society for Human Resource Management conference. And believe it or not, I learned as much as attending the conferences over the years. So engage with other professionals and leverage your professional network. Share knowledge, experience. That's always good for boosting mutual growth. Prioritize tasks that are aligned with your career and your personal values. Time is one of our most valuable assets. We have to be very intentional where we allocate our energy, both at work and in personal life. So let's recap. Balancing professional development, whether it's developing your employees or for your self-development, requires intentional planning and strategic action. For the employer, you and I as the HR leaders are guiding our people leaders to make training a priority, invest in all of the employees across the organization, upskilling, reskilling continuously, and also diversify the learning opportunities with attending training, gifting books so that they can read, making challenges out of it, and assigning the online courses throughout the employee life cycle. And for ourselves, I would encourage you to create your own key performance indicators, KPI. Define your own success metrics. Don't wait for your company to do it, or if your company does not have that in place. And you can do this by defining what does success look like for you. Track your progress, evaluate it monthly, quarterly, and adjust it as necessary to keep it moving forward. And during this time, I would pay attention to opportunities that may be overlooked by others. I know that missing opportunities are chances for you to shine and demonstrate your initiative. Overall, avoid burnout by setting time to mentally rest and recharge. So whether it's through breaks, hobbies, or time with family and friends, give yourself the space to refuel and ensure that you are long-term sustaining, right? Which would also be great and allow you to perform better. So remember, Professional development is an ongoing journey that requires active participation and continuous effort on your part as well as the company. What has been your professional development journey? Would love to hear about your experience. And that wraps up this week's Ask HR question on professional development. Thank you for listening. Support our show, subscribe, follow, and engage with us. Listen now on Spotify and all major podcast platforms. And if you have any HR questions, send to askhr@yppmc.com.